Moscow and Kabul have officially entered a new era of systemic military cooperation. Following a high-level meeting in Moscow between Russian Deputy Defense Minister Vasily Osmakov and his Taliban counterpart, the two sides have formalized a pact to secure Eurasian transport routes. The agreement focuses on hardening the Afghan-Tajik and Afghan-Pakistani borders against militant incursions. By embedding its influence within the Taliban's security framework, Russia aims to position itself as the primary guarantor of stability in Central Asia, a move closely watched by both Washington and Beijing. Kazakhstan President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has arrived in Pakistan on a two-day official visit, aimed at strengthening bilateral ties. During the visit, he is expected to hold talks with Pakistan's leadership on trade, energy cooperation, regional connectivity, and defense collaboration. Both sides are also likely to sign multiple agreements to boost economic partnership and expand Central Asia-South Asia links, marking another step toward deeper strategic engagement between Pakistan and Kazakhstan. U.S. Navy fighter jet has shot down an Iranian drone that was approaching the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea, in a defensive move by American forces. Despite the escalation, officials say planned diplomatic talks between the United States and Iran are still scheduled to take place later this week, with negotiations expected to focus on nuclear issues and regional stability. The White House stressed its preference for diplomacy, but both sides remain on edge as military forces and discussions continue. In a rare joint statement, the foreign ministers of 7 nations, including Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Türkiye, and Indonesia, have strongly condemned Israel's repeated violations of the Gaza ceasefire. Since the October agreement, Israeli strikes have reportedly killed over 1,000 Palestinians, including 30 in just the last 24 hours. The ministers warned that these breaches pose a direct threat to the second phase of President Trump's peace plan, UN Resolution 2803, urging the international community to exercise maximum pressure to prevent a total collapse of the calm. From Gwadar to Washington, this is Pak Geo Defense Update, Pakistan's voice in the world of defense and geopolitics. Please subscribe. A major recalibration of Middle Eastern air power is underway. The Royal Saudi Air Force has signaled intense interest in South Korea's KF-21 Boramae fighter program. Riyadh is exploring a strategic partnership that goes beyond simple procurement, aiming for sovereign maintenance and repair capacity. The KF-21's semi-stealth architecture and lower life cycle costs make it an attractive alternative to high-end 5th-generation platforms that come with heavy political strings. By potentially acquiring 50 to 100 units, Saudi Arabia seeks to diversify its fleet away from total Western reliance while integrating a platform that remains compatible with its existing American and European precision-guided munitions. Expanding the scope of the brotherly ties, a high-level Saudi health defense mission has arrived in Islamabad. This delegation, comprising senior officials from the Saudi Ministry of Defense and health experts, is focused on integrating medical logistics with military readiness. The mission is a precursor to the World Defense Show 2026 and aims to establish joint medical facilities and emergency response protocols. This health defense nexus is part of the broader Saudi Vision 2030, leveraging Pakistani medical expertise to support the kingdom's military personnel while fostering technological exchange in field medicine and trauma care. In a landmark pivot toward resource diplomacy, Pakistan has officially moved to join a US-led global initiative on critical minerals. Following a $500 million agreement with the American firm USSM, Pakistan is now being integrated into the Western supply chain for rare earth elements. The deal, which involves the military-run Frontier Works Organization, focuses on extracting and refining antimony, copper, and tungsten. This strategic handshake is seen as a way for the Trump administration to secure essential minerals for high-tech and defense industries while providing Pakistan with a vital economic lifeline to manage its external debt. The defense relationship between Islamabad and eastern Libya has reached unprecedented levels. Following a reciprocal visit by Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar to Rawalpindi, Pakistan has confirmed the details of a massive $4 billion arms deal. Under this agreement, Pakistan will supply 16 JF-17 Thunder Block 3 fighters and 12 Super Mushrak trainers to the Libyan National Army. The deal also includes provisions for land and naval equipment, alongside extensive training and capacity building. This partnership introduces a new dimension to the Libyan conflict, signaling Pakistan's growing role as a major arms exporter and a strategic player in North African security dynamics. Pakistan has officially moved into the operational training phase for its newly inducted HQ-19 missile defense system. Frequently described as the functional equivalent of the American THAAD, the HQ-19 is designed to intercept high-altitude ballistic missiles and emerging hypersonic threats. This system addresses a critical gap in Pakistan's layered air defense, providing a strategic shield for national command centers and urban hubs. With an engagement range exceeding 1,000 kilometers and kinetic hit-to-kill technology, the HQ-19 fundamentally recalibrates the deterrence equilibrium in South Asia, particularly in response to India's recent hypersonic testing. Geopolitical pressure has forced a significant change in New Delhi's fiscal priorities. In the Union Budget 2026, India has made zero allocation for the Chabahar port project in Iran. This reflects a cautious retreat as the US prepares to end the sanctions waiver on April 26. Facing warnings of 25% additional tariffs from the Trump administration for doing business with Tehran, India has pivoted its overseas aid toward neighbors like Bhutan and Nepal. The pause in funding for the Shahid Beheshti terminal marks a major setback for the international north-south transport corridor and India's goal of bypassing Pakistan to reach Central Asia. Officials in Turkey have clarified that Ankara will not join any Saudi-Pakistan defense alliance, stressing that Turkey prefers bilateral cooperation rather than formal military blocs. The statement comes amid growing regional security realignments involving Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. Turkish officials said defense ties with both countries will continue independently, focusing on training, technology sharing, and joint exercises. Analysts say Turkey is carefully balancing partnerships while avoiding commitments that could pull it into Middle East rivalries. That's enough for today. Share your thoughts in comments section, and please answer today's question.